Hello everyone. So let's start with the basics of sketching. When people start drawing, they really don't focus on the basics and they directly jump into sketching some objects or some person, which is like really a bad way to start with sketching. So if you get your basics right, you can achieve anything you want. So for sketching, you don't really require a very fancy set of objects. You just require a plain sheet of paper, or if you are comfortable with pen, you can use pen. But I don't think that you can start using pen directly on paper if you are not confident. So you can also start with using various kinds of pencils, right? I recommend using HB pencil, but there are various kinds of pencils. Like here I have 2B, then going serial wise we have 4B, okay, 6B and 8B depending on the intensity of the pencils. Also, if you have a mechanical pencil, it would also be really helpful because the thickness of the mechanical pencil is really thin. So I'll just start with the basics of sketching. Okay. Sketching, right? Sketching or drawing. Okay, we will discuss some elements that is required for sketching or drawing. So you have various aspects to it. Okay, like there are various kinds of dimension. Okay, so we have 0 dimension, 1 dimension, 2 dimension, as well as 3 dimension. Right. Also we have 4-dimensional, 5-dimensional, etc. But we are going to achieve drawing 3D. Okay, so we have to start from basic. What we consider to be in 0 dimension, we consider a point to be of 0 dimensions, right? Okay, then in 1D or 1 dimension, we consider lines, any orientation, horizontal, vertical, slanting. Also lines doesn't always mean straight lines, but also you have curvilinear lines like this, something like this, various types of lines in 2 dimensions. Okay, we have various shapes. What is 2 dimension? Basically it is a plane which is formed between x-axis and y-axis. This is the plane, so the shapes, basically what we draw here are shapes because they are containing only one plane, right? Like if you see this sketchbook we'll consider it to be in 2D, okay, because it has a length and a breadth. Okay, there are 2 dimensions. So in 2 dimensions there are many shapes which many already know. We have a box, okay, triangle, box, it can be square, rectangle, okay, then we have circle, right? So what are these then, right? These are polygons. I know many people know this, but still it's very basic to know. A triangle is a polygon of 3 sides. So similarly, this is a polygon of 5 sides, which we consider to be pentagon. Okay, this is a polygon containing 6 sides, which is also known as hexagon. And like if we keep on increasing the sides, we get octagon, nonagon, like it depends on the sides, number of sides. So there comes a point when we keep on increasing it and it becomes a circle, right? If we keep on increasing the sides, this we achieve this circle. Okay, basic shape knowledge is like really required when you start. Okay, 3D I guess will move into the later stage when we master these 3 things. Okay, now you know the line which we see, it seems like a single stroke, but this stroke has the accumulation of points. Okay, how? See, when we draw points very compactly, closely, okay, very closely, we get a line, right? So there are some, see, the tips and tricks, you know, you can't get any tips and tricks to get into 3D because you have to really practice 2D and 1D, like the elements of 2D and 1D, to go in further into 3D. Yes, and 3D has some tips and tricks, but it all depends on your practice of these 2 dimensions, right? So what I would suggest is some exercises like using pencils. Okay, draw lines, straight lines. I have seen many people draw lines like this, you know, this is not a confident stroke. So start by, you know, if you draw lines like this, it doesn't matter. You have to keep on trying to make it as straight as possible and get it perfect. And this can only be achieved through practice. There are no tips and tricks. Yes, there is one trick which I would like to share. If you have the habit of drawing lines like this, you know, you can connect this, have an outline, and keep on repeating this stroke continuously. Okay, draw like this. Okay, practice curves, smooth curves. Okay, smooth curves, very smooth curves. Okay, so these are some basic exercises that will help you improve your drawing or sketching skills. Now, to understand the intensity of the pencils perfectly, okay, see, there would be a stage in which you will be able to master all the intensity of the pencils with only one pencil, either HB or 2B. Okay, but I recommend using HB. I don't think 2B would work here. Okay, but using HB, you can create any intensity. In fact, you can use 8B and you can get a stroke like HB. You know, see, HB is 8B is this dark, you know. But you can, with the help of practice, constant practice, You can apply pressure depending on the intensity you want. So you can also get a stroke of HB using it, See, you see no difference with the intensity. Okay. So what I would like to suggest more is, first of all, maintain a sketchbook. Okay. Then what I would like to really recommend, like the exercise I would like to share, is drawing horizontal lines, straight horizontal lines. Okay, with using different pencils. I will show you the difference in the intensity. This is 2B pencil. Then we have 4B, which is again darker. Then we have 6B, which is darker. And then we finally have 8B. There also comes a 10B pencil, which is more darker than this. Okay. Okay, like just draw continuous lines, parallel lines. You will understand the difference in intensity of the pencils. Okay. Now draw vertical lines. Continue using HB, 2B, then you have 4B, 6B, 8B. Okay, through this, you will be not only practicing drawing straight lines, but you will also have the habit of getting the intensities right. You will learn about the intensities, the values. Okay, now draw slanted lines. Okay, these are random, not inclined at any specific angle, any random angle. Then what you need to do, draw lines overlapping each other, right? Using various pencils. You can also merge these two and draw a pattern. Intersecting each other. Okay. So you can also practice some curves. So you can have a random curve. Anything. You can practice curves, having smooth curves, and getting the intensities right. Then maybe move to drawing shapes. Square, rectangle, triangle, circle. You don't need to be be precise in drawing the lines or shapes, because we are humans. We can't be perfect and draw. Even it comes eventually with practice. With lots of practice you can achieve that, but it doesn't require to be the perfect geometrical representation of the shapes. You can also draw it in a rough manner, but yeah, it should contain some, it shouldn't be drawn like this, or the basic shape should be correct. Okay, so drawing shapes, especially circle, you don't need to get a perfect circle, but yeah, try drawing small circles first, because it will be easy drawing. Start with a dot. Okay, start drawing a small circle, then move to a bigger circle, and then eventually you will reach a point where you can draw a perfect big circle. Okay, So these are some exercises which would really improve your vision, and also it would give a basic idea of the intensities of various grades of pencils. Okay, and then eventually you can move to a pen. Okay, these are really the basics, which if you get these right, then I assure you that you can move ahead with the 3D drawings, and you can learn various techniques with it, and you can experiment your own creativity, imagination. So that's all for today. So I hope you practice these exercises, and then we can further discuss about 3D objects and the basics of drawing 3D objects, shadows, and then eventually you can move on up to the realism or contemporary or anything you would like, right? So that's it for today. Thank you.